Before you buy a Honda Accord, there's one question you need to answer first. Are you looking for excitement, or are you looking for intelligence? Because the Accord has never been the loudest car in the room. It doesn't scream for attention like a muscle car. It doesn't try to look like a supercar. And yet, year after year, millions of Americans keep choosing it. Why? Because for a lot of people, the smartest car is not the fastest one. It's the one that starts every morning, the one that doesn't destroy your wallet, the one that feels comfortable after 3 hours on the highway, the one that still feels solid after 150,000 miles. And that is exactly where the Honda Accord built its reputation. The Accord is one of the most important cars in American automotive history. Even though Honda is a Japanese company, the Accord became deeply connected to the US market. It first arrived in America in the late 1970s. At that time, people wanted smaller, more efficient, more reliable cars. Fuel prices were a serious concern. American buyers were starting to move away from huge gas-hungry sedans. Honda saw that opportunity, and the Accord quickly became one of the most trusted names in the country. It was simple, reliable, efficient, and built with a level of consistency that made owners stay loyal for decades. That loyalty still exists today. In fact, the Accord has been one of America's best-selling sedans for years. Even now, in a world dominated by SUVs and crossovers, the Accord still holds strong. That says a lot. Because sedans are harder to sell today. People want bigger vehicles, higher seating positions, more cargo space. And yet, the Accord keeps surviving because it does something extremely well: balance. It's not extreme in one area. It's strong in almost all of them. Now let's talk about the modern Accord. The newest generation, especially from 2023 to 2026, follows that same philosophy. It looks cleaner, more mature, less aggressive than before, but more premium. Some people love the new design. Some people think older Accords look sportier. Personally, I think the new Accord looks smarter. It looks like a car for someone who knows exactly what they want, not someone trying to impress strangers. Now, under the hood, things get interesting. The current US. Honda Accord mainly offers two major powertrain directions. The first is the 1.5-liter turbocharged four-cylinder engine. It produces around 192 horsepower. That may not sound like a lot on paper, but in real driving, it feels smooth and efficient. For daily commuting, city driving, and highway trips, it does the job very well. It's not a race car, but it's not weak either. It's balanced. The second major option is the hybrid system. And honestly, this is where the Accord becomes extremely attractive. The hybrid models combine a gasoline engine with electric motors for stronger fuel economy and smoother low-speed driving. And this matters a lot in the US, where people drive long distances constantly. The hybrid Accord can easily reach around 44 to 48 mpg, depending on trim and driving style. That is excellent for a midsize sedan, especially one that still feels refined and spacious. This is one of the biggest reasons people call it the smartest car to buy. Because every time gas prices go up, hybrid owners smile. Now, older Accord generations had other famous engines too. Many people still love the older 2.0 turbo models, especially the Accord Sport 2.0T. That car became almost legendary among enthusiasts. Why? Because it offered strong power, quick acceleration, and surprising fun for a family sedan. 252 horsepower. Excellent highway pull, and a driving feel that many people compared to more expensive cars. A lot of people still search specifically for used 2.0T Accords because Honda stopped offering it. That alone tells you how respected that version became. Now let's talk about driving comfort, because this is where the Accord quietly wins. The ride quality is excellent. The suspension feels mature. It absorbs road imperfections without feeling too soft or too disconnected. On long highway drives, the Accord feels planted and calm. There's less fatigue, less noise, less frustration. And for daily life, that matters more than horsepower for most people. Steering is precise enough. Visibility is good. The seating position feels natural. You get in and everything makes sense. There's no learning curve. No unnecessary drama, just good design. Now the interior. Honda has improved this area a lot. The latest Accord feels significantly more premium than older generations. Clean dashboard layout, large infotainment screen, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto on many trims. digital instrument displays, excellent climate controls. And one thing I personally respect, physical buttons where they matter. Not everything hidden inside a touchscreen. That makes daily use much easier. Seats are comfortable. Rear seat space is excellent. Actually, one of the best in the midsize sedan segment. Adults fit comfortably in the back. And trunk space is also strong enough for family trips, airport runs, and real everyday use. This is not just a commuter car, it's a real life car. Now let's talk about safety. Because this is another reason the Accord dominates. Honda has invested heavily in safety systems. Most newer models come with Honda Sensing. That includes adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, collision mitigation braking, road departure mitigation, and traffic sign recognition. These are not luxury-only features anymore. And that matters because families pay attention to this. Parents care about this. People commuting daily care about this. Insurance companies care about this. The Accord consistently performs well in US crash safety evaluations. That builds trust. And trust is everything in this segment. Now reliability. This is where Honda built its empire. The Accord is known for lasting a very long time when maintained correctly. It is common to see Accords with 200,000 miles or more still on the road. That doesn't happen by accident. It happens because the engineering is strong and owners trust the platform. Of course, no car is perfect. Some older turbo models had concerns related to oil dilution discussions. Some CVT transmission concerns appear depending on maintenance habits. Some owners complain about infotainment glitches. But compared to the average market, the Accord remains one of the safest bets, especially if you buy carefully and maintain properly. And this is important. People often confuse reliable with maintenance-free. That's not the same thing. Even a Honda needs proper oil changes, transmission service, brake maintenance, tire rotation. Good ownership still matters. But when treated correctly, the Accord rewards you. And that is why so many people buy another Accord after owning the first one. Not because it was exciting. Because it was dependable, and dependable is powerful. Now let's talk about pricing in the United States. A brand new 2026 Honda Accord usually starts around the low to mid $30,000 range, depending on trim. Hybrid trims can push higher. Touring versions can approach or exceed $40,000 depending on options. Use models vary heavily. A clean 2018 or 2019 Accord can still hold strong value because demand remains high. Older, well-maintained 2015 or 2016 models are still very popular for budget buyers. And that tells you something important. The Accord holds value. People trust it. People want it. And that makes resale stronger than many competitors. That is not exciting. But financially, it is extremely smart. And sometimes smart matters more than exciting. But buying a Honda Accord is not only about reliability or resale value. It is also about understanding what kind of driver you are and what kind of life you live. That is where this car makes the most sense. If someone wants a flashy sports car, the Accord is probably not the answer. If someone wants a giant SUV with 3 rows, again, this is not the answer. But if the goal is a comfortable, efficient, dependable midsize sedan that feels more premium than its price suggests, the Accord becomes one of the smartest decisions available in the US market. One of the biggest reasons is maintenance cost. Compared to many German sedans, ownership is dramatically easier. Routine service is simpler. Parts are usually easier to find. Labor costs are often lower. Independent mechanics know the platform well. That matters over 5 years, not just on day one at the dealership. A lot of buyers make the mistake of focusing only on monthly payments. They forget insurance, fuel, tires, brakes, unexpected repairs, registration, depreciation. The Accord usually performs well across that entire ownership experience. That is why many financial advisors and practical buyers recommend it. It is not just affordable to buy, it is affordable to keep. Now let's talk about some common problems because honesty matters. No car is perfect and pretending otherwise creates bad expectations. Older Accords, especially some early turbocharged versions, received complaints about fuel mixing with engine oil, often called oil dilution. This created concern for some buyers, especially in colder climates. Honda addressed many of these concerns through updates and improvements, but it became part of the conversation. Some owners of CVT-equipped models also report concerns when maintenance is ignored. A CVT transmission is smooth and efficient, but it needs proper service. People who skip maintenance and expect miracles usually end up disappointed. Infotainment systems on some model years also received criticism. Touchscreen lag, software bugs, and connectivity issues happened in certain trims. Nothing catastrophic, but annoying enough to matter in daily life. Road noise is another point some drivers mention. Compared to luxury brands, the Accord can feel louder on rough highways depending on tire choice and trim. Still, compared to most mainstream sedans, it remains very competitive. Now compare the Accord to rivals. The obvious comparison is the Toyota Corolla and the Toyota Camry. The Corolla is smaller and usually cheaper. The Camry is the direct rival. Toyota has an incredible reputation for reliability, and many buyers cross-shop both immediately. The Camry often feels a little softer and more conservative. The Accord usually feels a little sharper and more driver-focused. The choice often depends on personality. Some people prefer Toyota's quiet simplicity. Others prefer Honda's balance between practicality and driving feel. Then there are competitors like the Hyundai Sonata, Kia K5, and Nissan Altima. Some of them offer aggressive styling or lower pricing. Some offer strong warranty packages. But long-term ownership confidence still gives Honda major strength. That reputation was not built in 1 year, it was built over decades. Now let's talk about older Accords because not everyone is shopping for a new 2026 model. A 2015 Accord is still a very respected choice. Many buyers specifically search for that generation because it combines traditional reliability with lower use prices. Strong naturally aspirated engine options. Solid automatic transmissions. Simple, proven engineering. That generation built trust. The 2018 redesign was another major turning point. It brought a more premium cabin, turbocharged engines, and a more modern look. That generation still feels current today. Many buyers see 2018 to 2022 as the sweet spot in the used market. Modern enough to feel fresh. Old enough to avoid new car pricing. That is often the smartest zone for value. And this is where buyer strategy matters. Sometimes the best Accord is not the newest one. Sometimes the best Accord is the cleanest one, low mileage, good service records. One careful owner. No accident history. That is worth more than chasing the newest badge. Now let's talk about comfort for families. The Accord works extremely well for couples, small families, professionals, and commuters. It has enough rear legroom for adults. Enough trunk space for strollers, luggage, groceries, and airport trips. It feels refined enough for business use but practical enough for everyday family life. That versatility is one of its biggest hidden strengths. It adapts. A young professional can buy it. 10 years later, the same person with kids can still appreciate it. That kind of long-term relevance is rare. For students and first-time buyers, older used Accords are often excellent choices too. Insurance can be reasonable. Maintenance is predictable. Fuel economy stays strong. And resale remains solid. It is not just transportation. It is stability. Now, does the Accord have speed? Yes, but within reason. The standard 1.5 turbo is not built for drag racing. It is built for smart daily performance, smooth merging, confident highway passing, comfortable city driving. The older 2.0T versions delivered much more excitement, and many enthusiasts still chase them for that reason. But even the standard versions never feel completely weak. They feel honest. And honestly, that matters more than fake sportiness. Now let's discuss whether Honda still builds the Accord. Yes, absolutely. The Accord remains one of Honda's flagship sedans in the United States. It continues to be sold and updated, especially with stronger hybrid focus as fuel economy and emission standards become more important. The market has changed, but Honda understands something important. Not everyone wants an SUV. Many buyers still want a sedan that feels intelligent. That is exactly what the Accord represents. And now the final question. Is the Honda Accord actually the smartest car you can buy? In many cases, yes. Not because it is the cheapest. Not because it is the fastest. Not because it is the most luxurious. Because it solves the most problems with the fewest compromises. It gives you reliability without boredom. Efficiency without feeling cheap. Comfort without excessive cost. Technology without unnecessary complexity. That combination is difficult to beat. Would I recommend it? Yes, absolutely. But not for everyone. I would recommend the Accord for the person who values peace more than attention. For the buyer who wants a car that works every day, not just looks good on Instagram, for commuters. For professionals. For families. For students who want long-term value. For people who understand that real luxury is not showing off. Real luxury is driving without stress. If someone wants loud exhausts, aggressive attention, and weekend racing energy, there are better options. But if someone wants one of the smartest long-term decisions in the American car market, the Honda Accord deserves serious respect. It has earned that reputation, not through hype, through consistency. And in the automotive world, consistency is often the most valuable feature of all.